Let's see what the next prompt is in this series. As you know, this was last time's prompt. There was something in your hair. So now this one is possessed kitchen utensil. Just got an image in my head of something. So wouldn't it be funny if you had someone in the kitchen? We'll draw a kitchen bench here. There's a blender. And this guy's decided to put his hand in there. And he's like, ah, that really hurts. And then there's like blood flying out, and like the blender's all possessed and is looking at him going, ha 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 ha. I don't know. I don't know about that one. That's kind of not like being like a possessed kitchen thing. That's just him being a dumbass and sticking his arm in there and then drawing a face on it. Drawing a face on the blender like it's the blender's fault. So probably not so much. Unless the blender has some sort of mind control and it like told him to like telepathically go woo like that to put his like hand in the blender. That could be a thing. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to another idea. Maybe another kitchen bench. We've got someone standing in the kitchen. Don't you just love my drawings, my sketches for this? They just look like I can't draw whatsoever. And this guy's like, ah, holy crap, like maybe there's like a big knife. The knife's like got eyes and is looking at him like, ah, and then he's got like little legs, and then he's like holding like another knife, like a knife's holding a knife. Or we got a knife holding a knife that's also possessed, which is also holding a knife. And then this little guy's also holding a knife. So you get a knife that's holding a knife, that's holding a knife, that's holding a knife, and then holding a knife, and it just keeps going on forever. And I'm sorry, I'm just being really silly right now. Breathe, Beck, breathe, calm down. I know I get a bit excited when I get to these horror prompts. Or maybe like there's a cutting board. Maybe there's a kitchen bench. There's a cutting board, and there is like a possessed knife. Like I'm feeling a knife. Like I know it's very like cliche to go to for a kitchen utensil to be possessed, but I am feeling a knife. Like there's so many different things that you could have in the kitchen that could be completely terrifying to be possessed. But I'm pretty sure like a knife is one of the things that you would not want to have being possessed in your house. Like that would just be nasty. So maybe I'm thinking like the guy's, he's got some veggies, he was cutting up some veggies, and the knife's possessed, and it's just started like maybe like hacking at him, like a big meat cleaver, and then this thing's just like whoa ha ha ha, and then like there's blood running down his face. Maybe something like that, or Or another way, here's another way, he could have his, this is where I was going with before I got distracted by this idea. He's got his like arm on the bench, and like the knife is like hacked into him like that, maybe, and yeah, and his arm's getting chopped off. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that way. Yeah, I am kind of feeling that way. So I do like this idea of not this not this weird shit going on here, but like a possessed knife has come to life and is kind of like chopping like a dude up that's like in the kitchen trying to prepare dinner or something like that. So I think I'm gonna run with that idea. It's feeling like it's the right thing to do. So all right, let's get drawing this bad boy. This one took a very, very gruesome turn in the final sketching process for this one, and I was very happy with the direction it went in. Now, the story that I have for behind this illustration is, it is a guy and he bought a house, and it was pretty well known, this house, to be haunted. And he went, whatever, I don't believe in that shit. I'm gonna buy the house and I'm gonna move in. So he moved all of his stuff into the house, and he also has lived there for a while. And yes, weird things sort of started to happen, and then he started to have his kitchen utensils becoming possessed. And this time it was this big chopping knife, and what it has done, it has come in with this rope as he's trying to cut up his veggies for his tea, and it has put this rope around him and tied his other arm up, and then has made him put his arm down onto the cutting board and has proceeded to not only cut his arm up into pieces, into sections, has also chopped his nose off. Now, his nose is nowhere to be seen at all, so I will just assume that it's on the floor, because obviously when you cut, the way he's cut it off, it's just fallen onto the floor. So this poor guy has no nose now, and he's bleeding everywhere from his nose and the sections that this knife has cut into his arm. So I decided that I was going to use my paper mill palette for this one. I just wanted a simple color palette. I didn't want to be confused by my big Dana, however you say that, palette, which is that's my Reach for everyday palette, that one. But I don't know, sometimes I just want to simplify the colors and just work with a simple color palette where I just mix my own up, or I just use the colors out of the palette, straight. Most of the time I end up mixing them anyway, but yeah, I just was feeling it, and I'm trying to share the love around, and I have said that in a previous video where I just want to share the love around to my palettes, because I do have an accumulation now and a pretty good library of watercolor now, and I'm just trying to spread the love between them all. Sometimes I do favor one more than the other, but yeah, and I ended up getting the big palette out though, my big 90 colors out, just to use the silver, because I wanted the pots and the sugar and salt and pepper things on top of the shelf. I wanted them sort of shimmery, and the knife blade, I wanted that a bit shimmery too, so I ended up using that palette for that, and that's about it for that. But yeah, it's that's basically what's happening here. Is he's got a possessed knife, and it's done some damage, and it's gonna get this fella. Like this knife is out. You know, whoever lived in this house prior was a nasty bit of gear. So it's just possessed this knife, and it's, you know, it's just trying to murder the current owner of this house, and it's just gruesome. There's blood everywhere. There's blood dripping down the kitchen cabinetry. I splattered blood up the tiled backsplash on the tile wall there. Put it all over the knife. Yeah. You know, just the usual blood splatter that I usually like to do with these things. So yeah, I all in all, like, this is just a fairly simple piece, and a very sort of more cartoony type approach to this one, especially with the guy's eyes, where he's like in so much pain that his eyes are bulging out of his head. And as you can imagine, like, this would be absolutely painful to go through and scary. Don't don't forget the scary part, that like your kitchen knife has come to life and is just chopping at you like that. That would be like one of the worst things. Oh, and also his fingers are gone too. His fingers have been chopped off as well. His thumb only remains. I nearly forgot to mention that. Obviously his fingers are missing. They're gone out of the picture. They're probably on the floor as well, because, you know, God knows what happened while this whole, you know, debacle was going on, as the knife was wrapping the rope around him. You know, just your imagination, just let it run wild. And yeah, adding the shadows to the pot and the spoon and him and the knife and all that sort of brought it all together with the dimensions. And yeah, the bloods really brought this piece together. It really needed that blood to really finish this piece off. So yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy with how this one came out. And it's very gruesome, and I absolutely am enjoying these horror prompts. So if you want to join in and participate, I will have all the hashtags below in the description, and I would love to see your creations with these prompts as well. So that is it from me. I am out of here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.